Welcome back to the Source Garage. This is Project V doing the wheel wells finally. I got the paint touch-up done over there and it's drying right now before I have to come back and put on another layer. So I'm going to get in and clean the wheel wells and calipers in here. So typically you would want a pressure washer when doing this, but I'm in my garage here. I don't want to get a ton of water on the floors and all the chemicals that I'm going to be using here. So I'm going to give it a shot with just a pump sprayer. All the chemicals I have here, which I'll go through in a sec, and I got some trays set underneath here. So I'm going to see how this goes and if I can do it without a pressure washer decently effectively at least. So what I'm going to be using, I got super degreaser here at full concentration. I got Meguiar's iron remover and Optimum Power Clean, and a number of just boards brushes, wheel brushes, so just some basic stuff, anything you could use really to scrub. But what I'm going to do here, my process at least, is spray down the entire interior here with the super degreaser to start with, and then give it a good scrubbing, rinse it off. After that, I'm going to use the iron remover to try and get rid of as many iron contaminants as possible, whatever's I'm sure been embedded in here over many, many years of use. And then lastly, hit it with an APC. Now inside this wheel well is not entirely felt or plastic. I've got about half and half sort of. The back wall in here is the felt material, and then the outside is the hard plastic. So what you could also use here is like a steamer would be really good, which I have one. I just haven't set it up around the garage this year yet. Or you could use like a fabric softener to get into the felt, and there's a million different ways to skin this cat, so to speak. But this is the way I'm going to do it here, so I'll zoom in the camera and walk through the process. All right, so I set up my light on the whiteboard here next to me, so that's why you'll see the shadow here. So to start with, you're going to hit everything with super degreaser. And work that in everywhere. I'm going to be careful around the edges here because I don't want to scratch the paint. I should have put some gloves on before I started this. I'm going to grab those in a sec here. I'm going to let that sit for just a second while I grab some gloves. And I'm going to go over this caliper several times. Obviously, I want to make that look nice. All right, now I'm going to rinse everything down here. Now the hardest part to wash out here is definitely going to be the felt at the back. But everything's already looking way nicer just after one hit here with the super degreaser. So, oh, I need to wash off the caliper still, duh. So already looking obviously a lot better. So next I'm going to use the iron remover, and I'm going to have to come back on this caliper again too on the back side. I'll rotate around the camera here. But next I'll use the iron remover. Let me turn. So I've got to let this sit and work for a bit, and obviously you're going to see it react, as you already can clearly see on the brake pads here. So I'm going to take my brush again, work in the iron remover everywhere. All right, so now we're looking a lot better than we did to start with. Everything's pretty clean. So the last thing I'm going to do here is hit it with the APC all around the inside, really scrub the mat at the back here. And then once I know the well here is clean, I'm really going to focus my attention on the caliper. So I'm going to have to come around to the other side here and really scrub the back side of the caliper clean. So I'm going to have to go get some more water in this pump here before I can do another final rinse. Surprisingly, I think the buckets are working pretty well here. They've captured, I'd say 90% of the water I've been spraying here. So it's working all right. Well, this is definitely way slower than a pressure washer. And it can't really spray up the walls very good up top. I gotta get some more water. I'm probably gonna have to get a pressure washer anyway to get the soap out of the back here. Let me grab my blower now, dry this whole thing off. So I'll show you what this looks like now that it's dried a bit. So obviously the caliper is the thing I want to focus on the most here because that's what you're going to see through the wheel. Looks really nice and shiny now. And the wheel wells honestly don't look phenomenal. I'm not going to say they're spotless because they definitely are not. These are super old. They've taken a lot of damage. They're kind of a hard plastic, so they're not going to clean up perfectly, but they at least don't have any giant dirt stains outstanding on them. There's some weird orange paint you can see in the middle there. I've tried scraping that off and it's definitely like painted on there somehow. So that's unfortunate, but anyway, it looks much better than it did before at least, and the calipers look nice. So what I'm gonna do now is coat the calipers in some turtle wax seal and shine. You could use a ceramic coating. You need some for high heat, but I'm just doing something to make it look nice for a bit here since I didn't do a full caliper off because these things are a pain in the butt for me to get off. I had to do the brake job last fall. But anyway, so I'm going to pull those off now and, or not pull them off. I'm going to set the camera up and then coat them. So I'm just going to spray some of the turtle wax onto a microfiber here and then apply it. And try and weave it in and around this whole thing. All right. So at least the caliper is looking really nice and shiny. So that's it for our wheel wells. I think this worked decently well with the pans in the bottom here catching most of the chemicals and contaminants. As you can see that they're pretty black, no doubt from the iron remover that was in there. But if you watched the whole thing, thanks for following along. Thanks for watching.